Hello, YouTube. It's Wednesday evening, March 29th, 2023, 8:43 p.m. I'm doing something I have never done at Amazon before, with my supervisor's blessing. Actually, my supervisor borderline insisted on it. I'm taking an extra break off the clock. Yeah, I think it triggers something if you leave the building while you're on the clock, other than during a designated break time. But yeah, I'm taking an extra break off the clock, and I'm going to Del Taco to get some basic ass bean and cheese burritos. Just something I know my stomach is going to agree with, because I've just been feeling like crap since I got to work. I was a whopping 1 minute late. 1 minute late clocking in, so I gotta put PTO on 6 minutes to not lose an hour of UPT. Gotta love how the time clock system works at Amazon. It's not a big deal. It's just, I don't know. I'm just worried. I've been using enough of my UPT, and I forget exactly at what point in the year it stops adding up. But I feel like I'm getting frighteningly. I feel like it's getting frighteningly close to that point in the year. Yeah, I definitely wish they gave more of that, but it just kind of is what it is. And of course, the idea is, use your UPT, but I don't know, it's just been such a struggle for me this year that my UPT hasn't really been building much. So, anyway, that is what it is. I'm still okay, but it's just barely finishing off the third month of the year, which means I got 9 months a year to try and deal with. And for what it's worth, I'm pretty much planning on, unless something changes, I'm pretty much planning on working this entire coming year at Amazon, specifically at GYR3. It's so funny looking back. When I got the job here, I absolutely couldn't wait to hit my 6 month mark to transfer to a closer location. But just so much has changed since then, as far as what I've been trained to do and what my job has become at GYR3, and just my overall knowledge of just how Amazon works and what the work entails at different Amazon warehouses. And that's kind of got me to where, in spite of the fact that gas prices are going through the roof right now, I noticed at two different Circle K's this morning. As I was on my way home from work, I noticed two of them were up to $4.59 a gallon, which is frighteningly expensive for gas. Certainly, the gas I'm spending commuting is yeah, I'm feeling the pinch, and while it would be nice for my bottom line to have a smaller commute, generally speaking, I don't do well with change, and I'm at a point where I'm really comfortable at GYR3. I mean, comfortable enough to tell my supervisor, hey, I'm feeling nauseous, and I think it's just from not really eating today. And she's like, well, there's some. Don't worry about it. Just go take a little bit of time. So I just go to the break room, get yourself something to eat, come back here and sit down for a bit. And then when she came back up, I told her, it's just like, yeah, there's nothing on offer in the break room. I need something that's going to fill me up and not make my stomach worse. So far I've had, I like the roast beef and cheese sandwich that they have now. It's on like a pretzel bun, but I've had twice those that made me sick to the point where I've been stuck on the toilet for longer than I should be. And I don't even feel like gambling with that. And occasionally that happens with the chicken salad sandwich that I like as well. The rest of them just don't fill me up. They're just such small sandwiches for the money. Hard pass. But generally speaking, I stick with bean and cheese. Whoa. There's a pedestrian jaywalking there in dark clothes that was damn near invisible. Could you see him in the video? Because I could barely see him out my windshield. Absolutely don't get the concept of people jaywalking that close to a signalized intersection. Especially on a street that's got the level of traffic 75th Avenue has. Oh. And part of it, I didn't sleep well. I'm sure that's not eating enough, not sleeping well. It's all kind of relative. And the same sort of thing. I went to sleep. Actually, I went to sleep a little later than normal this morning. Ride home took forever. And granted, I kind of brought that on myself. So right at the end of my shift last night, I had 8 pallets that I pulled out, and I knew it was going to overrun the time. Like, I knew I wouldn't get them all scanned into the truck by 5:30 a.m., but I figured it would be close enough, not going to sweat it. I just really wanted to get that much done in the truck, because I just started that truck, and I don't know, that's just what I wanted to get done, and always super awkward how to get into this Del Taco. It's like a maze of little obstacles. Alright, I think I did it right. Anyway, turns out of the 8 pallets, as I was scanning the last one, I got an error telling me it was already in the truck, and I'm like, wait, what? No, that doesn't seem right. And then I looked at the number on it, and I looked at the manifest to see that literally the first pallet that I had loaded in that truck had the same number, which means somebody closing the pallets screwed up or something, got mislabeled. There's a few different things that can happen that cause that error. Oh, and sorry for the shit quality video. I'm just shooting video on my iPhone, and it's I still haven't done anything to fix that camera, so it's worse. It twitches like crazy. Hopefully you can hear me over the camera having its seizure trying to do whatever the hell it's doing. I figure it's just I get better audio on this one. I'm just trying to just get my thoughts out. There's really not much to see between GYR3 and the Del Taco at 75th and Lower Buckeye. Anyway, when I got to that, it was just like, well, shit, I can't just leave a pallet in the truck that I know has a problem. 8 pallets filling up the zone, one of which has a problem that's associated with the one that's in the truck. Hello? Okay.
I'm so sorry about the wait. We'll hang it for you.
No problem. Do you guys have the Sprite Purple Pear Poppers?
Yes.
Nice. Every time that sign's ever been up and I've tried to order one, they've always been out. Yeah, I want to...
What size would you like?
Just the small one.
The small one, did you want a lemonade or a Sprite?
Oh, Sprite.
Sprite? Okay.
and just 4 bean and cheese burritos with green sauce.
For green sauce?
Yeah,
Okay.
and that'll be it for me.
Okay, just go for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, that was kind of a borderline disaster. I at this point, like when I hit that, it was like I want to say 5:25, and I realized there was no way in hell I was going to figure out what the issue was with the pallet, because that takes some deep dive of opening the lid. Going deeper into the menu on my handheld scanner computer, and scanning packages inside, and scanning the barcode on the base of the pallet. And then depending on what the issue is, like printing labels, or sometimes you find out that those 2 pallets are in the system as a single pallet, which is nothing I want towards the beginning of the load anyway. Anyway, yeah, that's a hassle. So at that point I realized my best bet was just to go in. Thankfully I'd only loaded 4 pallets, so I just had 1 wall inside the truck. But go in, get the stack with the one that had the same number as the last fly had scanned, and put those both kind of into their own little loading zone, and make sure Kimberly left a note. Well, I did manage to talk to Kimberly, and she left a note, for day shift explaining what that issue was, but I had no guarantee that was going to happen, but I figured at least if I put them together, when somebody pulls them out, they should realize, hey, these 2 have the same number, rather than, get a whole bunch of stuff out. And, theoretically, those should be side by side, rather than, one in a truck and one that you hit way later. Yeah, I kind of, oh goodness, I'm tired today. Had to pull those out, sort those out, make the correction to the manifest for basically the one that I was going to pair with the one that I couldn't scan because the number had an error. I ended up putting that underneath the first stack that I had made. The one that was on top of the one that also had the wrong number, or had the issue with it. Stack those up like that, and made the correction on the sheet. By the way, the corrective tape that I bought at Target is starting to fail on me, so not happy about that, because I don't feel I've used it much for it to be failing the way it's failing. And I'm kind of wishing I'd kept my receipt from Target, because I feel like I got defective ones, but I don't know. It could be I'm just not doing it right. I don't have a lot of practice with using those corrective tape thingies, but anyway, consequently, I didn't get finished up with everything there until, oh hell, it was probably 40 after-ish. And so as I'm walking to the desk before I'm bringing my forklift back to the charger, because I still got to do that as well. Kim's doing her end of the night notes, and I explained what the issue was that caused me to be there so late, which was good. She was at least able to put that in the notes, so the next shift could look at that and see it. Like, yeah, inside that zone, you're gonna find 2 pallets with the same number. It's a problem. We didn't have time to finish it out. Found it right at the end of the shift. Good luck with that. Anyway, we got on this heavy conversation, and it started with one thing, and my mind jumps the tracks like this all the time. Be talking about one thing, and then something else comes up, and I'm just like, I'm on that, and just lost whatever thread the conversation had going on. I do that. I'm the worst at that. But it's what gives this channel its unique flavor, is it not? I mean, you got other people that have mental health issues and autism issues, and that's all they do is talk about that. I'm trying to live my life and talk about other stuff, but it just gets. This is what happens when somebody who has these issues is trying to live a life, I guess. So anyway, so we had an issue that was happening all night where somebody, and Kim said she knew exactly who it was, because there weren't that many people working on the south side. We had a just, I can't believe how slow Del Taco is being right now. We had just a shoestring staff last night, and we were pretty damn effective, just because there were only 3 drivers, but it was me and John and Ed. Oh, by the way, Ed didn't get fired over his night. I guess he just got a suspension and then came back. I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but yeah, Ed is back, and Ed has become definitely one of the most efficient drivers that we have. And you know, I mean, when I met him, he said he had a lot of forklift experience prior to coming here. So, and he's around my age, so I mean, he's got a good, strong work ethic. And come to find out, yes, he is homeless. So he's certainly got a fire under his ass to try to do well at work. Which makes you wonder why he did the stunt of bringing the knife in. But anyway, that's another story for another time if I ever get back to it. I feel like I've already explained that anyway. So, anyway, there was somebody, and I'm just wondering, well, like, were they really, really high? Or are they just really, really stupid? Or they just not follow directions? I mean, definitely it's gotta be a new person. I don't know who it was, but Kimberly says she knows who it was. But anyway, somebody, so the palletized totes, as well as I wasn't seeing this issue on the totes. It was someone coming from manual palletized, the cases. Seeing it on the blue sides on the cases. And it was happening a little bit the night before as well. Somebody was putting the labels in the wrong damn spot. There's supposed to be a label put on all 4 sides of the pallet in the upper right-hand corner. And the main reason it goes in the upper right-hand corner is because, and on all 4 corners, is because everybody else puts theirs in all the other Amazons. Well, I mean, I see residual labels left over, but for the most part, like, that's one of the most common spots, put in the upper right-hand corner. Most likely the sides have already got labels there, so when you put the label on it, it covers up the old label from whatever facility shipped us the sides and makes it clear. Now, the water spiders and the forklift drivers, especially the forklift drivers, because we're coming at a distance from standing on top of the forklift, we're looking at those, we're looking in the upper right-hand corner of the pallet as we approach it to see the 4 dark digits, 3 letters and a number of where it's going, so we know what truck it goes in. So if the person puts a label somewhere else, that means that the old label's probably still there, so we're going to look at that and we'll be like, wait a minute, why is this here? Where does this go? And since we ship damn near everywhere, the odds of that being a label for a warehouse that we ship to is pretty high. So it ends up being you get off on your forklift, you go to look at it, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, that's, when you look at the spot print, it'll say where it's from and where it's going to, and then the day and the date, it's like, oh, that's not a label from today, that's from some other warehouse sending to LGB7. Well, where's our label? And then come to find out, this person was sometimes putting them on the upper left-hand corner, sometimes just putting them kind of down low below the labels that were already there. And at a cockeyed angle. I don't understand the logic of that. Anyway, when I came to turn on my stuff, I was just talking to Kimberly about how that was a problem, and how it's like, yeah, we're like, I'm sure the training on the training on how to do the job, people are telling them, hey, put it in the upper right hand corner, but I think they're doing that with the assumption that the person doing it knows their right from their left, and that's way too much to assume considering the hiring practices of Amazon. And that got a good laugh out of her. But I mean, seriously, like, somebody apparently doesn't know their fucking right from their left and can't pay attention to see how everybody else is doing.
You wanted a strawberry Sprite, right?
Yeah, with the
Green
Yeah, that thing.
Oh, you want the purple popper instead?
Yeah, that's what I ordered.
702.
Couldn't remember what that goofy drink was called. It looks really good on the picture. Thank you. Little no, wait, no burritos. I'm good. I don't need any sauce. Thank you.
You have a good night.
Thank you. Yeah, the drink looks good. And of course, my camera's twitching like crazy, so you probably can't even really see it. But it's kind of like purple. It's supposed to be like pear, like a purple pear flavored, I don't know, some kind of syrup and boba in Sprite. I don't know. It sounds good. It looks good. But it was a temporary menu item at Del Taco, and then they got rid of it. And when they had it before, I did get a email. Oh yeah, that's delicious. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, that drink is definitely a win. A little expensive, but oh, that's yummy. Yeah, every time, I want to say there's maybe 2 or 3 times that I tried to order it when it was a temporary item before, and every time, oh, we don't have the stuff to make that. You don't have the stuff to make it. Why the hell you got these promotional signs pushing the product? Like, if you're out of the product, why don't you take the damn signs down? Is that too much to ask? Speaking of taking signs down, so last week, one of my vlogs towards the end of it, and you probably didn't see that because who the hell sits through 90 minutes of me driving around talking to myself, but towards the end of that day, I running errands. I went and renewed my sip and save, and it was $9.99. In spite of the fact there was a giant sign advertising it at $6.99 directly in front of where I parked outside the building. I really wish I'd noticed that going into the building instead of just coming out of the building. But anyway, but yeah, like 3 days later, I'm at a Circle K, and I see that same sign posted. And it just kills me how many places will have signs promoting stuff where the price is wrong and outdated, or the product is simply not available. Like, if the product's gone, take the goddamn sign down. Can somebody bother to do that? Why is it so hard for people to handle? Anyway, oh, this drink is good. Wow. Wow. Not sure if it was worth all the wait to finally get one, but wow. Yeah, that's awesome. I was not planning on taking this long of a break. I can't believe I've been gone from warehouse 25 minutes. That is the longest I've been at Del Taco. And I'm probably going to shorten it because I didn't talk while I was waiting for them to take my orders. I'm probably going to end up editing that part out. So yeah, my wait was even freaking longer. It's 9:04 p.m. right now, by the way. Oh, so wait, no, it's not 9:04. My bad. It's 9:09 Saturn clock. It's still 5 minutes off. Sure won't be long till the damn thing is 6 minutes off. Still haven't found the stereo install bracket. Put that stereo Rob gave me into this car, but I haven't been particularly looking for it either. So there's that. So anyway, Kimberly and I were talking about the whole Amazon would literally hire somebody that they do so little check, since there's really no interview, to see if that person has any just to kind of screen out the really dumb people, you know, that we would hire somebody who doesn't know the right from their left. I mentioned, like, yeah, pretty much all you need to, you know, she said, yeah, are you alive? Do you have a pulse? You're hired. And like, yeah, there's also that minimal, background check, which has kind of been my saving grace. And then we got to talking about that. And just how I'm still so limited and so held back from a conviction from a plea bargain over something that may or may not have happened over a quarter century ago. That is where I was supposed to turn left. That's fine, I can go across on Roosevelt. I'm not used to coming to work from this direction. Anyway, I ended up leaving work. Like, I actually clocked in from the small break room because I figured, like, I can easily justify me working past the end of shift, like past that 5-minute gap on the end of shift, for what I was doing with the pallets. But oh Jesus! But extended conversation with Kimberly on the clock probably can't justify that as well. And there's always that chance someone's going to look at the clock and say, what was this guy doing till? I think I clocked out at like 5. I don't know. It would have been after 6 o'clock by the time I got to the time box in the front of the building. So I clocked out at the south side break room. But yeah, it was like 6:10 by the time I rolled out of the parking lot. So of course traffic had already gone to shit. And so I'm going down. Figured I wanted to get my sip and save drink on the way home since I've missed it. You know, not only did I pay $9.99 for the monthly subscription, but I've been missing it most days. Because I figure I'm going to get my drink on the way to work, and then I oversleep too much, and I don't have time to stop and get it on the way to work. It's like, fuck it, I'm going to just get it on the way home. I got time. Traffic's already shit anyway. And I I went to the I found the most convenient Circle K if I want to get a drink to drink on the way home, which I didn't have anything left over to drink on the way home, so it seemed like a good idea. Is to go out Roosevelt to where it turns there, and take Garfield across to 67th, left of 67th, and there's that Circle K on the right there in Latham. And so I went there. Man, I don't know what the deal was there. It was just like one cashier. I don't know, at one point there were 2 cashiers, but that is the longest I have waited in a long, long time to check out. I check out at Circle K. Yeah, I waited a damn long time to check out. And oh, look at this! I got VIP parking this time around. Nice. Well, sounds like Chad's having an interesting show tonight. I need to get myself back in the building, but yeah, it was. Long story short, I ended up already late going home, stuck at Circle K for a long ass time, and by the time I got done at Circle K, not only was I dealing with traffic getting exponentially worse, but then I was dealing also with just sun directly in my eyes, and it was that way all the way home, and I just backroaded it the whole way. I just didn't feel up to doing bumper to bumper freeway traffic with the sun glaring in my eyes. And so yeah, anyway, I'm here just having ate that burrito. I'm already feeling quite a bit better. I'm getting the Sprite in my belly, that helped too. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on this random extra ride, and I'll be back with more later. Wow, I can just hear this camera just rattling, and it just sounds so bad.